Tonight, find out what book has Troy freshmen talking.
Plus, a childhood game turned into college fun. Stay tuned. Troy TrojanVision Nightly News starts now.
From the high-definition digital production center on the Troy campus, with news from Troy University locations around the world, this is Troy TrojanVision Nightly News.
Hello and welcome to Troy TrojanVision Nightly News, August 23rd, 2012. I'm Courtney Addison.
And I'm Judson Garner. Thanks for joining us this evening. For many students, a good way to get involved on campus is through one of Troy's fraternities or sororities. Last night, students had a chance to learn about ways to get involved in some of those organizations. Jamarlo Phillips has the story.
Wednesday night, Troy University's National Panhellenic Council held a convocation in the Trojan Center ballrooms, the purpose of which to inform students on the history and membership intake process of the traditionally African American sororities and fraternities. One member of the organization explains what the convocation is all about.
It's for people who are hoping to become Greek. It gives them the opportunity to come out to ask questions about intake process requirements and the different activities that we may have on campus.
The purpose of this convocation was to give the Troy University students a better understanding and more knowledge about the NPHC fraternities and sororities.
NPHC holds a convocation each year, and students say they found the event to be very enjoyable.
I enjoyed the event. I learned a lot about sororities that I didn't know.
I basically just learned about many of the organizations. They seem that they are trying to do something good in the community, and they seem that they know what they're talking about.
It was really good. I gained a lot of information that I didn't know or whatever, and got my passport stamped, so it was pretty good.
The event was real nice. It was real formal and a total turn from the step tees, and so you was able to see the professional sides of the Greeks, so it was real nice.
The organizers were very pleased of the turnout, especially with the underclassmen.
We always have a great turnout at the convocation. A lot of freshmen come, people who just want to see what it's like and ask questions. They come out for the refreshments. They get knowledge about the chapters that we have here on campus, so we always have a great turnout.
Jamarlo Phillips, Troy TrojanVision News.
NPHC Week's next event will be a Jewels, Diamonds, and Pearls dance tonight at 10 in the Trojan Center ballrooms.
Every year, Troy University chooses a book for all of its incoming freshmen to read. This year's common reading selection was The Ghost Map. This week, the school is introducing the work to students through a number of guest speakers. Lloyd Price gives us a look.
Over 200 freshman Troy students, along with faculty members, gathered in Claudia Crosby Theater on Wednesday afternoon for a presentation that was part of the kickoff week for the university's Common Reading Initiative. Wednesday's event was a lecture by Dr. Bryant Shaw, the former chair of the Department of History at Troy University. Dr. Shaw gave a historical overview of the spread of deadly diseases across entire cities and countries.
I got interested in the history of disease because my major academic field is in African history. And of course there are lots of diseases in the tropics, and it forms a large part of our history, and sometimes historians sort of neglect that.
The book chosen for this year's Common Reading Initiative is The Ghost Map by Stephen Johnson.
About the London cholera outbreak in the 1850s, and a very forward-thinking doctor who began to realize that the prevailing opinion about how people got sick, which was they smelled bad air, wasn't really the cause of what was killing people. And as he plotted out where people were dying, he began to realize there had to be something like a common source, and there was. It was a water pump, and it was bad.
Professors and university leaders hope that by reading and studying The Ghost Map, students will gain increased reading comprehension skills, develop new perspectives, and deepen their critical thinking skills.
I hope, and in particular, I hope that they take from the book itself, when they do read it, a sense that while they've got to be well-grounded in their major, in the major that they're studying, they've also got to be very, very well grounded in other disciplines as well. They've also got to have a knowledge of how other disciplines create knowledge, because it's in that cross-fertilization of academic disciplines that human beings create new knowledge, and that they make the kinds of advances that are actually described in the Ghost Map.
Lloyd Price, Troy TrojanVision News.
Today, the school welcomed filmmaker Isaac Eargoss to talk more about the movie he made related to Ghost Map. We will hear more from Eargoss later in the show during Trojan Talk. Well, Judson, it turns out a popular schoolyard game most of us learned in elementary school is still just as popular as it is for college students today.
That's right, Courtney. Many Troy students got together and played dodgeball last night. Grant Brackeen shows us the story.
Dive, dip, duck, dive, and dodge. The 5 Ds of dodgeball came in handy for students Wednesday night as they participated in the University Activities Council's annual dodgeball tournament.
Honestly, I haven't played dodgeball since elementary school. I decided to give it a go.
Me and my buddies heard about this dodgeball tournament, so kind of got some people together and came up here and figured we'd play.
12 teams took to the court and battled it out in front of a packed crowd full of friends and teammates.
Oh, I mean, it was energetic, it was live.
They played the game on their heart.
University Activities Council events are a great way for students to make friends, develop teamworking skills, and of course, have fun.
Everyone just relaxes a little bit and gets away from their schoolwork and studies.
I think it's a great way to get everybody to meet new people and find some same interests in sports and stuff like that.
You allow yourself to get out, to step outside of the box, open yourself to new people.
At the end of the night, Team Globo Gym took the title of champions for the 2012 dodgeball tournament.
We dominated, no doubt. I love my teammates. It was a lot of fun.
UAC members and those who participated say that the tournament was a success and hope to have a great turnout next year.
I mean, overall, it was just a great energy in here, and I love it. And I can't wait for next year.
Grant Brackeen, Troy TrojanVision News.
The next UAC event will be Dollar Movie Night next Wednesday.
And now taking a look at news from around the state. In Montgomery, Alabama Governor Robert Bentley is announcing his new initiatives to increase statewide disaster preparedness in Alabama. Bentley's announcement today comes as he and other officials keep an eye on Tropical Storm Isaac, which could affect Alabama and other southeastern states next week.
And in Anniston, officials with Alabama's Department of Homeland Security say the agency has been steadily losing funds during the past decade. The department's federal funding this year is less than 1/10 of what it was in 2003.
Also in Montgomery, a former state senator has filed a lawsuit in state court in Montgomery claiming that legislators violated the Alabama Constitution earlier this year by passing a 2013 budget that was not balanced. Former State Senator John Rice wants the court to block the use of general fund money.
And still to come on TrojanVision Nightly News, an SEC team was in town taking on the Trojan soccer team yesterday. Find out how the Trojans fared against some tough competition when Danielle Percival joins us with sports.
But first, both Obama and Romney trying to prove they are the better choice when it comes to handling the economy. And now one candidate seems to have taken a lead in the states. That we'll have that story and more after the break.
I'm Danielle Nottingham in Washington. Coming up, what voters in 3 key battleground states are saying about the presidential candidates.
Come on, let's go.
Hey, hi, what's your name? You live around here? You're pretty. Where are you guys going? Where are you going? Where are you going?
It's about time to get you fixed, sweetie.
Your pets will start getting noticed sooner than you think. Accidental litters lead to millions killed in shelters each year. Help prevent more. Fix at month 4.
Doctor and nurse.
I want to work in the NFL.
Troy University's College of Health and Human Services prepares students for high-demand careers of today and tomorrow. Careers offering attractive pay and the opportunity to make a difference in the lives of others.
My courses aren't just classwork. I've worked with the Department of Human Resources to put my skills to work with helping people. I couldn't think of anything else I'd rather be doing.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning Troy TrojanVision Nightly News.
And now for a look at what's happening across the nation and around the world, we'll go to Courtney at the Global News Desk. Courtney.
Thanks, Judson. Headed into his party's convention, Mitt Romney is watching the race tighten into 2 battleground states. President Obama is still leading in the latest poll, but voters are giving Romney an edge when it comes to handling the economy. Danielle Nottingham reports from Washington.
Mitt Romney is closing the gap in 2 key battleground states, according to a new CBS News, New York Times, Quinnipiac University poll. The Republican White House hopeful has pulled within 3 points of President Obama in Florida. and it's now a virtual tie in Wisconsin. Voters there think Romney would do a better job handling the economy.
I know this is the best the Obama team can do, but we can do better, and we will.
The former governor was at a New Mexico truck and supply company Thursday, pitching an energy plan that he says will lead to energy independence and create 3 million new jobs.
But you know that natural gas is just booming as a source of energy. As you produce natural gas, you get some liquids. Those liquids can be refined and used to create gasoline.
The economy is the most important issue for voters this election, and those surveyed in Florida said Mitt Romney would do a better job of handling the economy than President Obama. The Obama campaign is getting some help on that issue from former President Bill Clinton. In a new TV ad running in 8 battleground states, he tells voters there's a clear choice.
The Republican plan is to cut more taxes on upper income people and go back to deregulation. That's what got us in trouble in the first place.
The White House is also defending the president's economic record and his energy policy.
Energy is that we have now more coal miners employed in this country than we have had in the past 15 years.
Ohio is a bright spot for the president in the poll. He still leads by 6 points in that state and holds a 13-point advantage with women voters. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, Washington.
Syrian government troops renewed their deadly assault on rebel forces near the capital city of Damascus. Activists are reporting some of the heaviest fighting this month and say many of the victims are children. Tina Kraus reports from London.
Street clashes in the Syrian city of Aleppo are intensifying. This internet video shows rebel fighters battling government troops. Human rights activists say airstrikes from forces loyal to President Bashar Assad are killing mostly civilians, including children. The Syrian army is still pounding the capital of Damascus to wipe out rebel positions. Activists say more than 100 people died in battles on Thursday. Some families are finding shelter in schools. 13-year-old Mohammed said he's still hoping for peace.
Goodbye, Syria.
United Nations observers are making their way out of the country after a 4-month mission failed to stop the violence.
The crisis in Syria should end.
Syria's deputy foreign minister accuses Turkey of supporting terrorism and providing weapons to rebel fighters. State television showed ammunition government fighters say they seized from the opposition, and demonstrators taking part in a rally to support the government. But the opposition is also posting videos online showing rebels determined to take down the Assad regime. Tina Kraus, CBS News.
And that wraps things up from the Global News Desk. To see more stories from across the country and around the world, you can turn in to TrojanVision Global News right after the nightly news. Now, back to you, Judson.
Thank you, Courtney. And now Danielle Percival joins us for a look at sports. So, Danielle, the Trojan soccer team has been in action recently.
That's right, Judson. They had a pretty big game yesterday out at the Trojan Soccer Complex against an SEC opponent. So let's get into the wrap-up, see how they did.
All right.
After holding Alcorn State scoreless in their game on Sunday, the Trojans were on the other end of a shutout at home yesterday. Justin McNally reports.
Off to its best start since the 2009 season, the Trojan soccer team is looking to start 3-0 for the first time since that season. After impressive wins against Alabama State and Alcorn State, the Trojans received their first test of the year when the Lady Rebels of Ole Miss came rolling into Troy and defeated the Trojans 5-0.
Today we just didn't do a good enough job in our defensive third and didn't manage the box very well. Didn't mark up like we needed to, and they put away the ball when they needed to, and we didn't.
Coming into the game, the Trojans were averaging 5 goals a contest, but they were only able to manage 1 shot on goal the entire match. Reigning Sunbelt Offensive Player of the Week, Cecilia Thorngren credits the Rebels' good defensive play in the controlling of the Trojan offense.
I mean, they have really good players, and I think we had a few good chances, but yeah, they were able to keep us under control, and they did it pretty good.
For the first 32 minutes of the match, neither team had scored a goal. But in that 32nd minute, Ole Miss received a corner kick and took advantage with a goal to the far post. Ole Miss took off from there, scoring 2 more goals before halftime and adding 2 more in the second half. The Trojans had numerous opportunities to score but could not capitalize due to the strength of the Rebel defense.
They brought a physicality to the game that we weren't used to yet, and that's part of learning so we can prepare ourselves for conference. As the game progressed, it was pretty obvious that they were a little bit more physical, had a little bit more speed of play, and that made us have to kind of test ourselves to try new things and get forward, and we did do some nice things still.
The Trojans fall to 2-1 on the year and hope to bounce back as they travel to South Carolina this weekend to take on the Wofford Terriers. Justin McNally, Troy TrojanVision Sports.
Again, as Justin mentioned, the Trojan soccer team will be taking the field again Friday as they are in South Carolina for a weekend road trip. They will be facing Wofford tomorrow at 6 o'clock. And another team that will be in action tomorrow is the volleyball team. They left this afternoon heading to Athens, Georgia to take part in the Benson Hospitality Bulldog Invitational. The Trojans will be opening the tournament and their season against Georgia State, and head coach Sonny Kirkpatrick is confident his team is ready to go.
We've done a really good job of ball control. Our hitters are putting balls away, which is very important, and we'd like to think that it's going to be a pretty exciting season for Troy volleyball.
The season Sunbelt Conference poll also has been released, with the Trojans tabbed to finish 5th in the East Division, with Western Kentucky picked to finish at the top of the Trojans division. Well, one of the key elements on a football team is the special teams unit. Last year, the Trojans had their main 3 starters on special teams returning, but this season, it's about rebuilding. Coming into last season, special teams was one of the areas with the least concern since the Trojans returned punter Will Goggins and kicker Michael Taylor. This year, though, it's a different story.
We are replacing our kicker, snapper, and punter, but we got a capable bunch of guys this year that certainly have the ability to fill the shoes.
The first player who touches the ball in a game is the kicker, and that's the first slot they're looking to fill.
We'll continue the kicking battle for a week or so, and then we'll make a call on who's going to be that guy for us. Really hadn't had anybody step up and be the clear winner at this point.
When it comes to the punter, it's looking like it's going to go from one Will to another.
Will Scott, he's our punter, backed up by Ryan Kay. Will's done a nice job there for us. He's a kicker and a punter, which is something that's big for you to get. You've always got depth at both positions with a young man that can do both.
The one position they do have returning guys filling is, well, returners. The kick returner from last season, Chandler Worthy, will likely see most of the action in that position, and the punt returner, Justin Albert, will be in that same role again this season.
It's good to have somebody with experience back catching punts. That's a scary position. If you've never had the opportunity to do that, you really don't understand. So it's good to have a guy that has intestinal fortitude like Justin back there.
I love it. I'm a specialist. I love being back deep, catching the ball, even though you got to have no fear back there. You got 11 guys running down at you full speed, so you got to be aware sometimes. So I'm very comfortable back there. Last year at the beginning of the season, a couple jitters, but now I feel like I'm a veteran back there and just do what I do.
Not the Trojan Sports Now football preview show yet. It's not too late. The show will be airing tonight at 7, 8:30, 9, and 11 right here on Troy TrojanVision. Well, Judson and Courtney, I know that we've talked a lot about the football preview show, but it's a great way for people to kind of get engaged and learn more about the team and just get ready for football season.
And I know everyone is really excited about the upcoming season. Can you remind the folks at home when that first game is?
Well, guys, that first game is coming up. It's a week from Saturday. On September 1st, the Trojans will be traveling to Birmingham to take on the UAB Blazers, and kickoff is set for 11 o'clock that morning.
All right. Thanks a lot, Danielle.
Thank you. Coming up on Troy TrojanVision Nightly News, we'll meet a filmmaker who paid a visit to the Troy campus.
But first, we saw a few scattered showers this afternoon. Are they going to stick around for the weekend, Brittany?
Actually, things may be looking up for the weekend. Stay tuned for your local weather after the break.
Our national forests. We cherish their beauty. We marvel at their majesty. We embrace their heritage. But do you know how much we depend on our national forests? For clean air, wood for our homes, and drinking water for millions of Americans. So much depends on our national forests, but now they're depending on us. Trees have been devastated by insects, disease, and fires that burn so hot, even the seeds of future forests are destroyed. The Arbor Day Foundation asks for your help in replanting our national forests, because so much depends on what we do today. So much beauty, so much life, so much that we hold dear. We must act now so that future generations can also depend on our national forests. Visit arborday.org. See what we're doing. See how you can help.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning TrojanVision Nightly News.
And now Brittany Drawdy joins us for a look at weather.
So, Brittany, we've had sunny skies all week, a light breeze, been beautiful weather to go outside and enjoy. So can we continue to see that go into the weekend?
Yeah, we can see a little bit of rain here and there, but as we go into the weekend, hopefully it will stay beautiful. But right now we can take a look at our campus snapshot. It's a really cool look. Seeing across the quad here, it's very beautiful. We've seen some scattered rain as we went into the day. We could see temperatures sitting around 81, dew point at 65, humidity at 57, barometer at 30.06 and steady. Winds coming from the southwest about 6 miles per hour. As we go into today's stats, we can see the high hit 87, low is 67, only about 0.4 inches of rain. Sunrise coming from 6:14 a.m. and sunset at 7:18. As we go into around the state, we can see Mobile 86, partly cloudy. Same thing, Huntsville, partly cloudy at 88. We can see Birmingham 88, Montgomery 90 and sunny, Troy 80. We can see Phoenix City at 90 and Dothan at 87. Going into current temperatures, we can see Florida still 86 and Albany only 77, where the front come through for us. It's just still sitting there waiting. We can see, though, Birmingham at 88. Going into across the U.S., we can see 90s coming from in the Midwest. We're still seeing 80s, 94 in Mississippi. We're heating a little bit more than we did at the beginning of the week, but hopefully we should be cooling back off. We can see our current surface map. We can see a lot going on, these low fronts here, and a lot of high pressure systems. This low front here just become very stationary. It's been kind of relaxing at the north of Florida and bringing a little bit of the showers we've been experiencing. We've been seeing sunny days. We've been actually seeing a lot of the showers that have been just staying around. As we look at the Doppler radar, we can see right here around Troy, if you walked outside and experienced a little bit of rain, that's what you've been getting. As we go into Friday, we should be seeing clear skies going into the weekend. Same thing for Saturday. Looks like it's going to stay dry, the rain to the west. Sunday, also going to be pretty clear. Florida experiencing some rain. Monday, same thing. As we go into tonight's forecast, we could see partly cloudy, 20% chance of stray thunderstorms possible. Winds coming from the southeast about 2 miles per hour and a low around 67. Tomorrow, same thing, mostly sunny, stray afternoon thunderstorm possible. Winds coming from the east and high around 89. Looking at our 4-day forecast, we can see Friday's going to be sunny, a high at 89, low reaching 68. Saturday, we're going to be a high at 89, partly cloudy, looking at 68 lows. Sunday, a high of 90, partly cloudy, with a low of 68 coming in Sunday night. As we go into the work week Monday, we're going to be seeing a high of 89 and very sunny. So we can see definitely as we go into the weekend, it's going to be beautiful, experiencing some nice weather, and hopefully people really need to get out and enjoy it, because with Tropical Storm Isaac coming, we are not really sure what path he's going to be taking, and it might be bringing us a lot of rain next week. So definitely need to enjoy it while we can.
Exactly. So hopefully everyone will go outside and take advantage of the beautiful weather. Even though it is going to warm up just a little bit, we'll still have the sunny skies and the light winds to keep us all cool.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely enjoy the summer and the summer weather before the fall hits us.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it seems like the past couple weekends, it's been rainy, so this is the first time we've seen some sunny conditions in a while.
Yep.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you.